Ladies and gentlemen, Frisbee versus the United States. This is an 1895 case. Now, why is this case so important? Have you heard of it before? Well, you got to go thank Bradley Christopher Stark, okay, because he introduced it in the contract and the other documents that he sent in. We're going to tell you something. When you enter a plea, well, let's do this right here. We're going to have an arraignment, okay? Pay attention. The endorsement was not part of the charge against the defendant. If no indictment, pay attention, the indictment is endorsed as a true bill. Shh, the foreman endorses the indictment. Shh, don't tell nobody. You're not supposed to know this. This was way back in 1895. This was a secret. Y'all ain't supposed to know that. That it's an endorsement, that it's a true bill. Look up the definition for a true bill and see that it's a bill. It's a financial instrument. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not talking about that. Anyway, if no indictment had in fact been found by the grand jury, in other words, if there was no legal accusation against him, the defendant should have objected to this on the grounds that the court called upon him to plea to this. They bring you to plea to the indictment. You see, they skip a couple of steps these days. Pay attention. Which it assumes to have been properly presented to it. The very fact of pleading to it, pleading to the indictment, admits the genuineness as a record. State versus Clarkson, and that's that Arkansas. Oh no, that's Alaska. I'm sorry, that's Alaska. Alaska. Instead of denying the existence of any legal accusation. That's what you're supposed to do. They just told y'all. Y'all need to get this case and read it. They're telling y'all what y'all need to do. The defendant demurred, asked for a dismissal on the ground that it was insufficient, thus abandoning all questions of form and challenging only the substance. Did y'all hear what the court said there? He said because the defendant only challenged the sufficiency, y'all don't have enough evidence. Instead of challenging everything, how things were done, not just the evidence, but what they collected, violating of rights. When the demurrer was overturned, he entered a plea of not guilty. He pled to the genuineness of the record. And that being determined against him by the verdict of the grand jury because that was a witness against him. He interposed a motion for a new trial and won in arrest of judgment. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, when he entered a plea, the grand jury was the trial. Believe it or not, ain't that something? Hey, he pled to the indictment. Individuals were allowed to be present at a grand jury, without ever suggesting to the court that there was, before it, no indictment returned by a grand jury of the district. The objection now, for the first time, was made. It came too late. That's why you got to bring it up. They claim you got to bring it up first. Because had he brought it up first, the court would have been able to consider it. But because he waited until now to bring it up, that puts the court at a disadvantage, takes their due process rights away, and that's why you're not allowed to do that. I know some of you won't get everything that I just said, but those of you who've been around a long time, you know exactly what I just said. That's why they have that in place. Ladies and gentlemen, they're telling you what you need to do. So put it in ChatGPT. Take this case right here. There's the title. Take this case right here. Put it in ChatGPT. Tell me all the things the court said the defendant didn't do that he should have done. Now, how could he have done this, that, and the other? So how can he avoid this, that, and the other? That's how you do that, people. How you do that there? Oh, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good day. Just wanted to share this with you, okay? Geniusness of the record. You got to admit it.